Subtracting decimals is very similar to adding decimals. The first step is to ensure the decimal points are directly underneath each other. Now in this first example where we have 78.6 and 49, there's no decimal point displayed in the second number, but in fact it is placed after the 9 by default. So the number should read 78.6 minus 49, and to fill in the vacant space that would be under the 6, we put it as 49.0. So when we line up and put our two decimal points down to first, we have 78.6 as a whole number, 6 in the after decimal point, and 49.0. And now we do the subtraction exactly the same as we did for whole numbers, remembering we have to at some stage borrow. So 6 minus 0 is 6. We can't take the 9 from the 8, we borrow 1 from the 7, which we put down next to the 4 to show that it has to be replaced. And 18 minus 9 is 9, the decimal point's beside the 6, so it's 9. And 7, take away 4 is 3, then we have to take away the 1 that we borrowed to put beside the 8, makes it 2. So the answer of the first one is 29.6. And if we look at the question, 78 take away 50, we know that's 28, so the answer looks reasonable. In the second one, again we write the decimal points down first and then fill in the digits around the decimal point. So the first number is 8 before the decimal point, 994 after the decimal point. The second number has a 0 before the decimal point and 098 after the decimal point. Now we just do it as an ordinary subtraction, which I assume by this stage you are very, very good at, and I'll do it very quickly. Can't take 8 from 14, 8 from 14 makes 6. Can't take 10 from 9, so 10 from 19 makes 9. And we can take the 1 that we borrowed from the 9 makes 8. So the answer is 8.896. Very, very simple. The next one is indeed exactly the same as the others. Like the first one, the decimal point in the first number goes after the 1. So the first number we write down is 891 point, and if we look at the second number, it's going to be 56 with the decimal points underneath each other, 0.43. Now remember, we fill in the vacant spaces with zeros. So above the 4 we put a 0, and above the 3 we put a 0, and if we wished below the 8 we could put a 0, so that now we have a figure in every column. We draw our line, and 3 from 10 is 7. We borrowed once, we pay it back. 5 from 10 is 5. Put down the decimal point exactly underneath the other decimal points, and we pay back. 7 from 11 is 4, and we have to pay that back, take the 1 from the 9. 9 take away 5 is 4, minus the 1 we have to take away extra makes 3, and there's nothing to pay back, we just have the 8. 8 minus 0 is 8. So 891 minus 56 is 834 minus 0.57. The last one exactly the same. We have 136.894. Put the decimal points underneath each other. We have 15 before it and just 7 after it. We put down 2 zeros under the 9 and the 4, and we put a 0 under the 1. We now just draw our line and do the subtraction, and we get 4, 9, 1, nothing to borrow, very simple, 1, 2, 1. A very easy one to finish up with, because we could always, in every case in this one, the larger number was on the top. Subtracting decimals, you can subtract whole numbers, you can subtract decimals. Just remember, keep the decimal points exactly underneath each other and fill in the blank spaces